News now from Kerala and the aftermath of the heavy rain that took place. All three defence forces along with several teams of the NDRF are busy with the rescue operation. So far, 21 people have been killed as heavy rain triggered landslides in Idukki and Kottayam districts. Houses, people, livelihoods disappeared in just a flash. Even Lord Ayyappa devotees have now been asked to avoid visiting the Sabarimala Temple.
Massive search and rescue operations underway in landslide-affected areas of Kottayam and Idukki. After over 30 hours since the landslide and heavy flooding that swept away several houses, at least 21 bodies have been recovered from Kerala's 2 districts. Search operations continue. Families swept away in seconds. Bodies of 3 children under the age of 8 recovered in Idukki were found hugging each other, perhaps just an indicator of the trauma that many have gone through. The worst affected area in Kottayam, where a family including 5 children was swept away, has never seen landslides before, according to officials. The flooding too was unexpected according to locals, with no IMD red alert even the previous evening. Survivors are still in shock.
റോഡിൽ നടന്നു വരികയായിരുന്നു. നടന്നു വന്നപ്പോൾ തൊട്ടടുത്ത് മുകളിൽ നിന്ന് മരങ്ങളൊക്കെ നടന്ന് വരികയും ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് അവരുടെ വീടിൻ്റെ മുകളിലോട്ട് മണ്ണിടിഞ്ഞ് വീഴുകയും വീട് നിന്ന് ഒലിച്ചു പോവുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നു. കുട്ടികളുടെ സ്കൂളിലെ സർട്ടിഫിക്കറ്റ് ഉൾപ്പെടെ എല്ലാം നശിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇനി സർക്കാർ ഇവർക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും കനിഞ്ഞു നൽകിയാലേ ഇവരുടെ ജീവിതം മുമ്പോട്ട് പോകത്തുള്ളൂ. നാശം ഭയങ്കരമാണ്. ഇവിടെ മാത്രമല്ല, ഈ പ്രദേശത്തെ എല്ലാ വീടുകളും വെള്ളപ്പൊക്കത്തിൽ നശിക്കുകയും ഒരുപാട് നാശനഷ്ടങ്ങളാണ് ചെയ്തത്. അപ്രതീക്ഷിതമായി ഉണ്ടായ ഒരു സംഭവമായിരുന്നു.
Army, NDRF, Fire Force teams continue their rescue efforts with key state ministers and the opposition leader on the ground.
രാവിലെ ഇന്നിവിടെ മന്ത്രിമാരുടെ യോഗം ഇവിടെ ചേർന്നിരുന്നു. ആ ചേർന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ എടുത്ത തീരുമാനം ഇപ്പോൾ 4 ലക്ഷം രൂപ വെച്ച് മരിച്ച വീടുകൾക്ക് ധനസഹായം എത്തിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അവരുടെ ശവസംസ്കാര ചടങ്ങുകൾക്കുള്ള എല്ലാ സഹായവും ചെയ്യുന്നു.
The Prime Minister too called Kerala Chief Minister, assuring him all help from the centre. Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
Well, let's go across to Sneha for more. Sneha, tell us what's the latest this morning. What's the situation like?
Well, Gargi, with respect to the search and rescue operations, they still continue in the landslide affected areas. There are still searches for around 3 bodies that need to be recovered in different locations of Kottayam as well as landslide, but they're also looking at whether there are any unaccounted for bodies that may be also recovered, as has been the case yesterday. So that is likely to go on. There's no rain alerts for today as such. There may be light or moderate rainfall in some places, but there's no orange or red or yellow alerts for today. But the concern remains, Gargi, because if you look from 20th or 24th of October, between this time, again, there are IMD alerts for isolated heavy showers in different districts. So with the water levels already rising in several reservoirs, that is something being closely monitored. The Kaki Reservoir at Pathanamthitta, there's a red alert which has sounded for that particular place. So people have been removed, evacuated from the low-lying areas. 2 shutters of this Kaki Dam Reservoir is likely to be opened at 11 a.m. today. Similarly, there's a blue alert at the Idimalaya Reservoir. Idukki Dam Reservoir has an orange alert. So now the dams and reservoirs are being monitored extremely closely, because in just about few days again we are expecting a spell of rainfall according to the IMD forecast. Of course, it's not expected to be as strong as it is now, but because the reservoir levels are already very high and several rivers are running in spades, so we have to see how this really goes in the next few hours, being closely monitored.
All right, Sneha, thanks so much for joining us there with the latest in Kerala.